AGIBOT.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the warm introduction, right? Actually, AGIBOT is a humanoid robot company, basically. So we make all kinds of, we call them embodied intelligence robots.
Here's your clicker.
Oh, thank you. Oh, good. Okay. So my name is Patrick Gao. So I received a PhD degree from North America, and now in charge of the sales department for AGIBOT North America. So we are a company based in Santa Clara, California, with a localized team in charge of all the sales, service, marketing, operation, and give full support to our customers in the States. AGIBOT is founded in March 2023, so it's a very new startup company, yet we grow very fast. So far we developed 6 product lines, including full-size humanoid robots, semi-size humanoid robots, quadruped robot dogs, the cleaning robots, industrial wheel platform robots, dexterity hands, and we are already deployed global-wise more than 16,000 humanoid robots. So far, we believe we're probably the largest shipment around the world. So today is mainly talk about we call the year 1 for the deployment. So before there's always a discussion like what the current humanoid robot can do. We are all aware of industrial robots deployment. We call them collaborative robots, used in factories, used in all of the manufacturing and the fabrication process. And humanoid robots, indeed, everybody believes that's the form of a physical AI will become, even from years ago, scientific ruling, become a main force, probably the secondary agility force of humanity. But when will this become a reality? When will become a real productivity? When we will probably 2026 will be the year 1. Okay. So we talk about this shipment. So there will be an important break point. Previously, you see a lot of education, scientific research purpose, and now we start to ship to the factories. Okay. And we believe that's a very huge or fabulous market, that the robot will have the potential starting from interactive intelligence, locomotion intelligence, until the operation intelligence. And they probably have the potential to become the largest industry in the human history, and create the 4th revolution of industry. So that can be a possibility to have the volume or the scale of a cell phone and have the value of a vehicle. So that's a multiply the scale and the value will create a trillions dollars of industry in the future. But then when will be we call the ChatGPT moment for the humanoid robots? So we believe there will be a X, Y, Z curve. So for the X curve, that's almost for today and the past. And we believe it's already close to the saturation, that the robots can walk, can dance, can receive a skill level of locomotion and become a intelligence on the locomotion. Then the Y curve starts when the robot starts to take care of some basic functions used in industry, used in commodity, used in commercialization. And then if you receive the agility intelligence, the robot will become to boom and start to become the secondary agility form of the humanity. So that's a Y curve, and will become a ChatGPT moment, and we start to have trillions of dollars of market. Okay, so that's so far our layout of the products. Pretty wide, cover majority of the possibilities. that's we probably will talk with Ryan together for what it become a productivity tool in industry, in commercialization, and even in research and scientific.
Thank you, Patrick, for such a great overview. So we have limited time. Let's start with the most important questions, right? I think everyone here knows about Tesla robotics, Figure AI, right? Many of them have played with Unitree, but AGIBot have exceeded Unitree in terms of number of humanoid shipped last year, right? So it's really, really a big competitor. So tell us, what's the biggest difference of AGIBot compared to all these other robotic companies?
Thank you very much. So we are a full stack company. So we are not only a hardware company. So robot we believe is different than other hardware. It's not a vehicle. It's not a machine. So that's a physical intelligence establishment of the physical AI. So we make all of the hardware. We make all of the foundation models. Also, we have the application towards VLA, RL, and world model applications. So that's becoming important when you start to have the deployment process. In America, we believe it's very important to have the local team and local service to be together with the customers. We still remember the Plantier technology proposed an idea to have an FDE for the deployment engineer. So we start to have this also on board in-house. So where it takes months or thousands of dollars to deploy a POC, that can be only possible if you have a local support. So another thing is we have a pretty wide product range from semi-size to full-size to industrial level robots. So it's a discussion why the robot need to be human size. Probably it's not, and probably not need. But
that's always going to be a debate.
At least at this moment, you need to have a template to start to understand and target the market. And we believe in the future is always going to be customized and all kinds of different types of robots to fit different applications.
So in that case, I think we shouldn't be surprised if down the road we see like a six-leg spider-ish type of robot coming out of AGIBot as well.
If it's can be more efficiency,
right?
Why not?
Yeah, definitely. So Patrick, you are in charge of the North American market for AGIBot, right? So can you share with us a little bit what's the company's strategy and development plan in the North American market?
Yeah, sure. We now are experiencing a massive production. So we already passed that period that the robot will have the reliability issue, will have the implementation issue. So we now are using the robots in the industry already. One of the example we had done that is in a tablet. It's actually Samsung tablets assembly factory. So the robot is become a chain of a product line. Previously, there will be a 16 skilled workers in charge of testing QA process. So they take the tablet from the 18 testing machine and back to the assembly line. So far, this process already replaced by the robots and achieve the similar, even if it is quicker efficiency than human skilled workers. We had that broadcast live stream for consecutive 7 days. So you can still search that on YouTube. So we believe that will be our first stage. We now have 7 deployable scenario and applications. Simple application including commercial cleaning, security patrol, and a little bit difficult including this kind of factory uploading. In a 10,000 skilled worker factory, 30% of the work is uploading the material, downloading the material. So it's a very massive production and can easily be replaced by humanoid robot because it's repetitive and controlled environment. So we believe that's a phase 1. We will have more and more such application scenario. For example, retail. For example, the guided tour. This kind
sounds like a lot of phase one use cases are very much focused on the commercial and industrial use cases, right? And so any of you, if you are running such an operation, thinking about adopting robotics, definitely talk to Patrick and the AGIBOT team. So Patrick, here's my question. There is a huge gap between what we imagine robot can do in the commercial and industrial use cases, whereas what it actually can do, and can do it very easily, can integrate very easily, and can perform very well, especially from a unit economics perspective, beating the traditional way of doing things, right? So what do you think currently is the biggest hurdle? Do you think it's a model? Do you think it's a data? Is it deployment? Is it integration? Or is it like service? Where do you see is the biggest hurdle, and how does AGIBOT solve this particular hurdle for real world adoption?
Great. So we believe actually usable data is a very limited resource and difficult to retrieve, especially for America. We all understand now it's probably that's the most busy and growing academic research, like how to use the limited data to effectively train the models. We start to have that experience from 2025 to 2026. We're experiencing the data retrieval, data collection, research topic from using the robot for the teleop, then changing to the egocentric or human-centric data. So that happened in months. And even now, we start to see different method, different equipment, and different way to train the models. So how to reevaluate your model effectively in fast pace, that's actually a big leap towards the agility of the robots. So from us, because we have a relatively large deployable environment, so we have our data farm, we have different types of robots, we can create different trial, different testing environment very quickly in fast pace. So we start to follow it very quickly on the academic and research world. We believe once you have several, from 10 to 100 to thousands of small VLA, small RL models, you link them together, you start to see the morning period, the down period of the agility.
Definitely. And how many of you have been to a data collection facility for robotics? Okay, I see a few hands. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to visit the data collection facility of AGIBOT a few months ago. I think that's quite impressive, right? I see a lot of operators, they are wearing the VR headsets, using motion controllers, and develop each of the skill and train the robots for each of the applications as well. So I think it's definitely quite interesting to see how the intelligence of robots is developed in this kind of process. So let's make a switch and go to the business side, right? So there has been a debate on what's the best business model for the adoption of robots, especially on the enterprise side, right? One of the arguments is saying that, hey, most enterprise, it might be challenging for them to own the robots outright, and there has been a little bit ongoing discussion on a capex versus an opex based model, where some of the manufacturers might be able to rent the robots or license the robots to the customer. So on your side, what do you think is the best practice? What do you think works the best when you are working with your customers?
Cool. So it's interesting. Previously, even from the collaborative robot industry robots, there is already this concept called RAS, robot as a service. So we have experienced three phases, three stages. From phase one, the robot renting become a business when there's a company gala dinner, like it's a performance event. You use the robots for pure entertainment purpose. And phase two, a lot of researchers, developers, even startup company want to have the robot as a rental model to develop an R&D. Now the stage three is a robot as a service. So people and the iteration of the LLM probably will also take like several tens, even 100 hours. Once the continuous workable hours exceed the iteration time, then the LLM model can iterate itself. So you don't need to take care of that. So it's a daily revolution. So I think that happens on robot too. We define a formula. Probably that's the first time we talk about this like because before it's all our own R&D discussion. So you have an active quantity of robot. So multiply by the autonomous working hours from each robot, you get the productivity or you get the production from the robots. So in AI or the pure AI world, it's called token, right? So like the computing hours, the effective computing hours is called token. But what about for the robots? So we define the word that we call the work, so work hours or work token, or the work. So now, in the future, all the big enterprises will probably have these 5 layers of structures. So you have your own data. That data is trained in your real fabrication mechanism, different than factory. That's the top secret. Like how do they have the effective like production process? Probably Ford has its own, and GM has its own, and that's totally different. Then you have your own data. You train your own models, then you define your own customized hardware like 8 legs spider robots. Then you have your own robot that fits yourself and have the best optimized cost and the best efficiency. Then you deploy from FDE, you can deploy this in all kinds of your old factories and your new factories. Then you have your own worker to consume. Right? So in this way, you can achieve the best ROI and best efficiency.
Got it. Running short on time, I probably ask you one last question as an ambush. This is unscripted. So, how many of you love robots? Awesome. I think everyone loves robots. I think, there are many reasons for me why I go to the robotic industry. I can say, hey, that's a future of physical AI. That's where, the next unicorn come from. That's where the biggest opportunity is. But at the end of the day, I love robots since I was a kid, right? Like, I always dream of having my own personal robot. So that's what motivated me to spend time and to become a professional in this industry. Patrick, you have a very successful career prior joining to AGIBOT. So why did you join AGIBOT? What motivates you to spend time and be a professional in this particular industry? What's your biggest passion in this industry?
I think it's curiosity. So my career is from a academic researcher. After I graduated after my PhD degree. Yeah, thank you. So after I graduated from my PhD program, I've been doing a little bit of research. Then I started to realize, so that's a link, quite tight link from academia and the industry. And how do you solve the real problem, define your limit. Then I started to look at renewable energy, then join the robot industry. It's always a curiosity. How this new kind of technology will change the way we live, will benefit the way humanity, the creativity. So we believe that the robots become a very big assistant to human. Even we give you the possibility to increase your exploration of the world. So previously, let's think of all of the industry revolutions, like from the horse cargo to the car, from the traditional fossil fuel to electricity, even renewable energy. That's increase the enormous power that people can explore the world and change the world. And the robot can be the greatest, I believe, so far in the history, the force that you can explore the world. Believe like now you can stay home and think of some of the innovations, and the robot assistant can help you to achieve this. Right? That's a totally different lifestyle.
Right. Definitely. Driven by curiosity, I got it. Well, Patrick, thank you so much. Let's give another round of applause for Patrick. Thank you guys.